Hey, welcome back. Thank you all for watching. So, I know I've gotten really behind on getting these posted. Painting the tour, writing and doing all the posting, and then getting everything mailed out and all that. And then occasionally in there, I also have to work. I'm just falling behind. And it's like there's certain things. So, getting these videos up has been slipping a bit. So I apologize for that. They'll all get there. Of course, if you're seeing this, you know I finally got it up. Yeah, you have no idea I'm behind, and I'm thinking I'm behind unless I actually get somewhat caught up. So this is, where are we? Stage 12, coming down off the Galibier that we climbed yesterday that started the fireworks. It was an amazing tour stage, which has now made this an amazing tour. It was beginning to feel a little bit like, oh, well, one guy's going to take over the yellow jersey on stage 6, I think it was, 6 or 7, and then just ride the yellow jersey, and we'll be watching a race to see who's going to be in second place. Although even that was looking pretty nailed down as well. But instead, now we got a full-on race. I mean, there are pretty substantial time gaps still in the placings, but I think we're going to see a lot of racing. And actually today, that racing should continue. Up the first big climb of the day, up the Galibier, the Peloton and the GC hopefuls kind of sat it out as much as you can set out a giant climb in, a whole category climb in the tour. But so they're descending right now, and they're actually showing the times of just how fast the riders are coming down the mountain. And at this moment, Tom Peacock here, or Pidcock, sorry, although he's probably very proud of his descending skills. Yep. So signing it, calling it flying off the Galibier. Want to use Galibier, that kind of title, because I'm sure I've used flying off the mountain and similar kind of titles multiple times. This is a somewhat common image when we hit the Alps and the Pyrenees, is one lone rider using their incredible descending skills to make up time or gain time. So Pidcock has left the main peloton and just is flying down the mountain, and just by his superior descending skills is going to catch up to the guys up the front. Right now he's got to catch Chris Froome, who's probably just around the corner. It's kind of exciting to see that Froome is going well enough to actually factor into today's stage a little bit. We'll see how that goes as it goes along. Pidcock is also the one of the contemporary new young riders that also races cyclocross, which requires a lot of bike handling discipline. But not only that, he is the current Olympic gold medalist in the mountain bike discipline. So this is a guy who knows how to really handle a bike. I don't do mountain biking. So people ask me how to describe it as, it's about going really fast and then slamming into a tree or a rock. You know, I like the smooth roads, even if those smooth roads include cars that are trying to kill me. Somehow I prefer the cars over the trees. And the other thing I always say is that at least on the road, if you do have a wreck or get hit by a car, it's very easy for the ambulance to get to you because you're right there at the side of the road. Whereas in mountain biking, you may be back really into deep woods and it's going to take a lot to get you out if you're seriously injured. And I have been seriously injured cycling. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat the danger of the sport. And of course, coming down off the top of a mountain, coming down the top of the mountain at 50 miles an hour isn't exactly the safest thing to do either. But it's fun. I'm not a great climber. And this is true of all the sprinters too. You know, they're not great climbers. So their chance to set matters right on how much they've dropped away is to descend really well, and then they can catch back up only to get dropped on the next climb. And that's certainly my story. I've done some grand fondues and such, and I slowly get dropped going up the mountain, and then I just go flying past everybody on the way back down. You know, because one of the things that can make you a bad climber is weight. And I'm not fat by any stretch. And I am heavier than I was when I was racing. But even a skinny 6'2" can't compete against these little teeny climbers who weigh nothing and are teeny little people. So this one is going to be very, because there's a simple image, and hopefully I've conveyed the speed, which is part of it, and now laying in the roadway, which I just totally screwed up my mixing. So trying to build this black like I do, and you've certainly seen before, but I'm now going to soften it with a little blue. I think what I'll do is first give his shadow. That's too much water, so screw doing his shadow first. And again, as I said, one of the ways to see how I'm curving the brush strokes to follow this roadway. And that way, if you see any streaks from the brush, it helps, you know, convey the speed and the turn of the road. It just further informs what's going on in the image. So again, you can see all of the tour cycling art and read about the images at my blog, theartofcycling.blogspot.com. And then all of the work, all of my artwork, including my cycling stuff, is at my website, gregleach.com. And of course, I'll write those down in the comments section. But thanks for taking the time to watch. Hopefully this was a pretty quick one, simpler image than some of the ones I've done. Give me a like, give me a follow. Love to hear your comments on what I'm doing here. Hope you're enjoying these. Thank you now.